You have to pretend you're the eat. You didn't bring no tissue?
You're watching the Bear Pantry Show.
Like two sparrows in a hurricane,
trying to find their way.
Oh, you know the song. We feel like two sparrows in a hurricane because of that wind blowing out there. So Joe, 70 miles and 75 in Rancho Cucamonga, 70 here in Fontana. Joe, YouTube said get right to the meat of the matter. So the name of the thing is, what kind of in-laws are we going to be? Father-in-law, mother-in-law. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hands off. Let's dive right in. We're eating an omelet.
Hands
egg,
off, folks.
red, yellow, orange peppers, jalapeno, onion, spinach, and some beef that Joe made the other day that I did the fried rice order. We still have the beef, you know, Joe. Ain't nobody eating the beef right now. Instead of playing one of the commercials that I have for my mini books, I want to instead give a shout out to this viewer / subscriber that I met in a store in LA recently. Say hello to Roy. This is Roy West. He found me in the store, guys.
Yes, we're shopping together.
Belize and too. Thanks, Roy. It's so nice when I go to I was going to say to Belize. When I go to LA and people recognize me, he recognized Joe first because Joe wasn't wearing his mask. And then he goes, "You're from the Bear Pantry, right?" And he goes, "Yeah, I see Barbara right there." So we took a picture. Nice guy. I never meet a hater. Everybody that I meet always love me and they always support and promote me. So I'm going to believe that my Belize people promote and support me. Most Belizeans don't have good mother-in-law. There we go. We're going to start some fight up in this.
Not only Belizean. A lot of people. Make no difference if you're...
I see white people different. They're always loving.
Black people.
Make we go to white people first. To
Like
me,
myself,
they're always loving. They're happy to welcome the new in-law. When they do the what do you call it? When they get on the knee. I can't think, it's too early in the morning. When they ask to marry. What do you call it again? Not engagement, proposal. When they do the proposal, the mother-in-laws are screaming. They're happy. They love the person. Oh, they're like my own child. Blah, blah, blah. When they get married, they're over there helping to pick the dress, pick this, pick that, pick the panty, pick everything. That's how I see white people in my mind. Black folks, some of them are almost similar. Some of them are almost similar. But some of them are like Belizeans. You didn't marry him? You didn't marry she? What she got for offer? No, then time they pick, they don't got nothing for offer neither, you know. But they want to know what the other person pick they got to offer.
Well,
right?
according to them, the man have to take care, right?
So, well, I think old time tradition said that if it's a girl, they have to pay a dowry. But that's all the style now. You know, it's still in, I think it's a lot of tribes do that, not just Africa, another culture. I think Indian do it too.
Yeah, but that's out there, not in America.
No, not in America, not in Belize either. So you could come to the table without nothing, both partners, right? But then some of the mother-in-laws, especially mother-in-laws of sons, you get me? Then could be some witches with capital B. No, I'm not talking about my mother-in-law that just passed away. But I always tell you guys the truth every step of the way. Anyways, when in the 36 years that I was married to Joe, well, was married, that I am, because she just passed up, say was, that I've been married to Joe, we've locked horns a couple of times, maybe 3 times in the 36 years. No cussing out, no disrespect on either part. Just shut down. And every time that happened and amends are made, my mother-in-law always made the first move. I'm never going to tell that lie on her. I tell her that when she was alive, that I really respected that about her, that she was never too big to apologize. And I like that. But in the first part of the marriage, it was other people that was messing up our relationship. That man that she had, that was my father's people. OIHATED, that man. I don't know where YouTube and pick up and I want to monetize this video. Is he dead?
Who?
Oud.
Like 40, 11 years ago.
Everybody. Everybody couldn't stand that man. She deserved better than him. When I first got together with Joe, that man came to America just for a visit, right? It was for a visit. Joe might call and say, can my gentleman, because that's what older Belize women say, and not a boyfriend, can my gentleman stay with you for a visit?
And the guy got a son over here.
What is a visit? Comment below from overseas. What do you think a visit would be?
A week, 2 weeks.
Right? That's what we said, 1 to 2 weeks. It can't be 3 days because it's from overseas. When they come and get a visa, they tell them they could stay in the country 6 months, 1 year, 90 days, whatever, right? The man have a child here, but the man come and stay on Joe. Tell me why the man stayed. He didn't overstay his visa because when I finally moved in with Joe and we got our own place, he went back home out of anger because he didn't want to pay rent because Joe was paying all the rent. When Joe said, Mr. Woods, you're going to have to move and go live with your child because Barbara is going to come and we're going to get married. He can get mad. And he had a job. And he left the place empty and gone back home. Don't even tell Joe he left the place. Them time they didn't have lease and stuff on those places. You just rent month to month. So Joe had to go with his older brother and pay the rent for 2 months together while we paying our own rent. Because he didn't want to leave. So when the mother came back, we got married December 20th. His younger sister came December 27th. And the mom and the younger brother came January. Some part of January, 87. When she come, the man come with her. So I know he didn't violate his visa. But he stayed a long time. How long did he stay? Like almost a year? They probably gave him a year to stay in the country. Well, he looked like he gone down there and tell a whole heap of lies. And Joe's mom came with a different thought process about me.
The man is not even my dad.
I don't think she came to dislike me, but he already planted some seeds of discord in her brain.
He was just my mother boyfriend.
And then that started the first lock horns because I had to set down my foot on certain things. And I think what happened too is because your mom wanted your sister that came earlier, 7 days after we got married, to stay with us. And I'm like, but you're not sure you're going to get a visa for you to come? How should I stay by me? I just get married. I'm 20, she 14. The hell? Child, I had to like set a standard right away. I think all that was a lot of animosity in there. And then we had a couple of rough years. We really did. By the time Joshua was born, everything was on good footing. And it stayed that way for a very long time. And then in between some of Joe's siblings, we ain't call no name. I was watching Conscious TV the other day and he was telling some story about auntie. He said, I'm not going to say what side of the family the auntie come from because I don't want to get attacked by the family. We don't call no name, but some people, they just, it's not even that they're evil and starting to do bad things. It's just that they talk stuff and then people don't know what the whole truth is. And you know how that game of telephone go, right? You go from this one to that one. By the time it get to you, the story is all mixed up with an inflection and blah, blah, blah. So that, I would say those would be the problems. But she always let me know at first she never said love. Her mom didn't used to say love. Just like my mom didn't used to say love. She always let me know.
They love you, but they don't come out and tell you.
Caribbean parents. That she admired me. She would say that. I admire how you learn to cook. I didn't know how to cook when I first got with Joanne. You would make porta bun and lemon pie from home in class. I admire how you stay home with your kids and teach them. They weren't homeschooled, but before they get to kindergarten, I didn't just let them watch TV all day. I teach them stuff before they get there. And how you take care of Joe and how I'm just so protective of Joe. And stuff like that. And even when her sister, she have a sister, we don't want to call no name because I know she going to the funeral and my 3 kids going to the funeral because if she step out of line to me, it's going to be a beat down. I'm telling you, we're not going there to cause no problem, but nobody going to step to me. Her sister is a half sister, same father, different mother. And she have a big feud with me over something Joe did. She don't believe that Joe did it. So let me tell you guys a story. Who want to hear a story? Comment comment below if you know want to hear a story. If not, I'll continue eating. I'm just gonna eat.
Yeah, let's eat because my food is getting cold.
Let's see the comments. I wish this was live. Joe, we should do a live mukbang. We used to do them, you know. Okay, I'm gonna swallow and tell another story. So, my mom had a friend. She was my aunt's friend first, my aunt Lita's friend. Get your phone, hurry, Jory. Then why you had the story, hurry. Every minute the phone will ring with people that give condolences. I know you guys understand. Yeah, because you know when I start to tell story, my food ain't interesting no more.
Okay, you tell a story. I eat.
So, what happened was, my mom used to love tell story like that. What happened was, the friend was my auntie friend first, and then she became my mom's friend. And then when I moved in with Joe and my parents, disowned me for 5 years. Yeah, we're gonna tell all the story today. That person stayed friends, and she was Joe's friend too. Joe, she was the godmother to a person's child, a friend's child, and Joe was the godfather to the same child. So Joe been knowing her too. We all know her. So we call her auntie. If you guys watch my past vlogs or even some of the past shows that I've done here, I showed her on camera and all that stuff. We don't call no names today, okay? So auntie done dead. That's the only person that we call auntie. That's the only person that we call auntie that's not a true blood auntie. Other than that, my mom did not allow us to call people that were not blood auntie, and even the people that were blood, we don't call them auntie. You know, I call my aunt by their first name, my uncle by their first name, because my mom had us when, you know, she was like 18, 19. She was the third child, so her siblings were all younger, 14, 15, 12, 10, 11, 6. And so we just call them by their first name, but we still have respect. We still have respect for them. It's not, you know, sometimes a title don't bring respect, right? It's your attitude towards them. So that's the only person we could call auntie. So I loved her dearly. So we went to a Belizean festival, and Joe auntie walk up to Joe and take out a lot of money like this, like if she was a drug dealer, right? You know how they ball up the money. And she said, look here, my man just give me this. I gonna open my t-shirt store. Ooh, I'm giving too much clues. So Joe asked her who that man. So she said the name, and the man was actually my auntie, the play auntie. Man, well,
We used to.
it was her ex at that point.
Right.
But they have a kid together, and he made good money, but he didn't really want to like pay child support. So he had a wife now. He had a wife that he was married to on paper, right? And he playing the field like Belize man, not my man. They all are Belize man. I know they cripple up and can't do ish. Anyways, meet up on the phone with my auntie 2 nights later, telling her about the festival, and we had a good time, and she missed out, yada yada. Tell me why this one that in the bed next to me, and it's like, auntie so and so, calling him. I got something to tell you. You know how that man don't want to buy your daughter a bed? Well, he got money here because he give my auntie blah 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 X number. What, $1,500?
Come on.
$1,500. So back then $1,500 was money. Nowadays I can't put in gas. So anyways, my auntie said, for real? Okay. And the next day she called him and ripped him a new one. Tell her, you want to buy this legal one bed, and you want to buy one good bed too. Child, he got back and tell the side bitch, which is Joe auntie, cause he had a wife. Tell her, where you gonna open your mouth for? So now she assume it's me who told my auntie the news, right? Because they know that I call her auntie, whatever. I don't think she knew that Joe knew her. Joe knew her before Joe knew me. So she called my mother-in-law and asked her for Joe's work phone. That time I didn't have cell phone. This is how long ago it is. And my mother-in-law said, I don't know if he work phone. I don't know if she would have given her the number even if she knew it. I would like to believe she would not have given her the number. But I don't know that she, you know, if she would have held back or whatever. So she eventually got my landline, right? My house phone. I don't know that my mother-in-law gave it either. I would like to think not. She said she didn't. So she got my number, and she called me and she started to cuss me all kind of thing and tell me how she want over me and she want this. I'm like,
I hear
My mom, like, huh?
I hear she's still
She's still Obe, I still don't have no money. How the hell you gonna be a whole Obe lady? I don't have no money. Obe lady business to be rich, right? So my mom used to have a saying when people say they go Obe yo, I'm gonna piss on that. That's what my mom used to say. And I say, I'm gonna piss on that and piss on you. Watch me. I won't come up there because then time we live in Fontana, but we had a 2-story condo. I'm gonna come up there and you don't know I want to open the door, I want to bait you, blah 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 blah. I said, me I opening the door? Why would I open my door? She would have to bust that down and then I would chop her into pieces because we all know how to swing on my sheet. We'd have a Belize.
Let's have a pot of hot water.
I told her I'm gonna have a pot. Thank you for the warning. I got an hour to boil the water. Open the window, bam, right there. So it's been, Jesus Lord, how long has it been? 30 years? It's been 30 years since that happened, and she's still carrying a beef for me. My opinion is that even if they didn't want to go to the funeral, they're going because it's gonna be some. Oh my God! We don't go. I don't know who made. If you made me these long earrings, please put your name in the comments so I can thank you. I want to think it was Carla. I don't know, but it could have been your mom. But your mom used to make me jewelry too. Anyways, guys, it's been a few days since Joe's mom passed that we're taping this mukbang. And as you can see, we're still having a sense of humor and trying to hold on. Joe is the kind of person, he doesn't show any emotions at all. And a lot of people have called me, my loved ones, my mom's friends and stuff that mean well. And they're like, what's your husband? Because he's a strong, silent type and you could never tell what he needs. I'm here for him. Joe is not going to cry. I don't know what it would take to make Joe cry. Joe only cry when he have allergies. Or if you piss him off so much that he's going to get ready to beat you, then he'll cry out of frustration. Like tears, not cry, but tears. Out of frustration. He don't cry when you watch TV shows. I'm over here bawling. I carry all the tears for Joe. I carry my piss bag under my eye like my dad said one time to insult us, right? I cry for everything. Joe doesn't cry. I think along the way when he was a kid growing up, he got it in his head that strong boys, strong men don't cry. I don't know what it is.
No, it's just, I don't find myself cry. I'm not trying to.
But I know he feels the loss of his mom, and I'm not trying to force any emotions on him.
Of course, it's my mother.
Right?
But it's not, I don't see why do I have to be crying and all of that. The way I look at it is life, a picture of life, regardless what's going on. This got to happen in life. Each one of us got to go one of these days. So I don't sit here and worry about it and things like that. No,
And you had a lot of conversations with your mom because she almost passed last year around the same time, and God gave her an extra year. And he would tell her, Mom, your health is declining. Mom, why don't you divide up your land that you own before all your kids have to be fighting over it when you're dead? So she didn't do that. And she has 9 kids left alive. She had 11 kids, 9 are left alive. And some of them are saying, oh, we not going to have no fight. They're definitely not going to have no fight off of me and Joe. We don't care about no land in Belize.
It's just land, the way I look at it.
Some of them are talking. Some of them are talking, saying that, oh, we're gonna keep the peace we sit on. We're going this, we're going that. But you know what? Earlier I called my Uncle Roger because he knows the laws down there with property and so on and so on. And I'll play a little snippet of the conversation that he said. Not a whole bunch, just a little snippet.
If you not left no will, you have a estate, you have to get a lawyer for draft it up for everybody. All the siblings.
So is that
siblings and you share evenly.
Is that the equivalent of like probate, like when in the other states?
I don't know.
But when they call it down the estate?
Yeah, estate, yeah.
Alright, so see, he said it has to go into estate. They have to get a lawyer. They're going to divide up the 2 acres by 9 kids, not grandkids. And then the people who are sitting on the land already, if they want that spot, you might could say, okay, let them have that because they're already there. Child, they're not going to have no fight out of me and Joe. Sorry, as broken poor as we are, God always provides for us. And we don't have to fight over no land. I'm not fighting over my parents' land. Joe not fighting over his mother's land. We don't care. Yeah. Come back to the title of the video, Joe. Because we're going to start titling our videos before we record so we could have a good conversation. And I want to keep doing the pet peeves. We just had so much to talk about today that the pet peeves are going to be like when we don't have a topic. A general topic. We had to stop the recording because people kept texting me asking me if we're okay because apparently there's a big fire burning right now in my town near to where we live, and of course it's being fueled by the winds. So Joe is fixing my flat tire that I had from a few days ago, but we want to go ahead and wrap up the video right here. So the title is what kind of in-laws that we're gonna be, and we joked in the beginning saying we're gonna be hands off, but it's truly not a joke because we're not gonna be meddling in Jory and Esther's relationship. I'm gonna learn the lessons that I've learned from my mother-in-law, you know, the things that she did that I didn't like, I'm not gonna do to Esther and Jory, and the things that she did to me that I did like is what I'm gonna offer. And I think Joe's gonna do the same, right? From what you learned from my mom and how the way my mom treated you, right? I mean the good times, not the bad times. So they don't have to worry. If they want us to help them, we're gonna show up and help. If another part of the family, like Esther's part of the family, shows up to help and they feel like we're competing with them, we're gonna back down. We're gonna retreat and say,
I'm good.
you don't have to, Esther, deal with that. I'm good. And that's how we're gonna do. Like, look at Joe's mom's repast that's gonna come up pretty soon here. Joe's sister is telling him what all is gonna go on and who gonna cook, and they haven't asked me and Joe to cook, and I'm not gonna go offer either. But that doesn't mean we're gonna show up with our two long hands. We're gonna, Joe's gonna make some rice and beans. I'll probably make a dessert. And if I have a leftover turkey, because I hear Jory might get a turkey from his job, we might make that, right? And pitch in and help. They don't have to come and ask. But we're not going to put ourselves out there, Nita, and say, oh my God, we doing this, and we take over. Oh, we are not takeover artists. We're just not. I'm that kind of person in a crowd, right? If something's happening in a crowd, there's an emergency. I'm not the first one to step up in the emergency because I'm always looking around to see if there's somebody more qualified to deal with that emergency, a health emergency or an accident or whatever. I'm always trying to see if somebody else can help. And if there's nobody else there qualified to help, then I'm gonna step up and do whatever abilities God allows me to do, right? Joe, I think you're the same way, right, too, Joe? You're not the first on the scene to be doing nothing, but you'll help if you see there's nobody else there doing it, right?
Yep.
How is it a deaf man is over here trying to hear where this hole is on this tube? Oh, we're trying to feel it. Oh, mommy silly.
Feel it?
Ooh, nice cool air. He bought some slime to slime my tire because we tired of these flat tires. Anyway, Joe, wrap it up with me. Get ready to point, and you use your right hand. Boo, right hand, and point that away. If you guys like this video, then take a look at this other one that I have listed for you in the cards.
This is the Bare Pantry Show.